My name is Shawn Williams, and this is my wife.
My name is Krista Williams.
Yeah, one day I just woke up with a little stomach bug. It didn't really feel like much of anything. And then maybe 2 days later after that, I couldn't catch my breath. I would lose my breath and just couldn't get back to feeling good again. I was just having trouble breathing.
And they saw some fluid in his lungs, so they thought perhaps whatever the stomach bug was had maybe caused a little bit of like pneumonia. So they gave him some antibiotics. I guess that was Saturday, so by Tuesday he still wasn't feeling any better. We just thought the antibiotics weren't working, maybe he needed something else, so he just went back in. And then when he went in that second time, they were seeing some other things in the blood work that weren't good, and diagnosed him with congestive heart failure. They said, we need to transfer you to Heart Hospital of Austin.
We quickly realized that Shawn was in trouble. His organs were starting to fail, his kidneys, his liver. Shawn had a very difficult time having a conversation with us, and we figured it all stemmed from his heart function being so low.
Dr. Thomas pulled me aside into another room and showed me the echo. And, your heart should be squeezing like this. And he showed me the left ventricle of Shawn's heart, and it looked like this. It was hardly moving. And Dr. Thomas looked at me and said, if y'all didn't get here today, Shawn would be dead. It is a miracle that you got here today. And they whisked him away to the OR. And, sorry.
You can do it.
We put him on temporary support called ECMO, which stands for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, which is a fancy way of saying we put him on a heart-lung machine to help support the needs of his body. And very quickly, Shawn changed in terms of how he felt, how his organs responded to it, and even his ability to have a conversation with us. VADS have completely changed how we approach medicine because it offers us a therapy for these patients who 15 years ago wouldn't have had an alternative option. And so the ability of the Heart Hospital to offer that acute support allows us the chance to let his organs recover and let him become healthier before we put him through the surgery. One of the things that Shawn and I connected with is that we've both got little kids, right? When we got him good enough for Holden to come in and visit him, I told Shawn, I said, send me a picture when you do that, and he did. There's a whole human approach to all this, right? There's a reason that we are doing the things we're doing so that, now Shawn's back at home in the comforts of his own home, not in an ICU.
I still can't think of the right way to describe to someone how that feels to go from perfectly healthy to a very serious heart condition.
The American Heart Association plays a vital role in terms of making patients aware of the therapies that are out there for them, and also making patients aware about the importance of follow-up and preventive care. Because, for example, for Shawn, I think a lot of that played a big role into our ability to get him to where he is right now.
They've helped our family keep my husband and my son's father. And I always just thought of them as like, oh, it's a nice organization that raises money for people who have like heart issues, but I never thought we'd be a family affected by that. And to have them there in the background for when we needed them is amazing.
They became a part of our team.
Yeah, absolutely, a part of our team. And they will be like for the rest of our lives, so.
I'll hopefully be getting a transplant here fairly soon, but by the time the lifespan of that transplant starts to end, there may be something totally different. I may not be looking for another transplant. I may be looking for something else completely new that doesn't even exist yet.
Right now, the typical lifespan for a heart transplant is about 15 to 20 years. Well, Holden's only 4, so that just gets him through high school. And of course, we want Shawn to be around for him past that. And so in 15 years, when the lifespan of that transplant ends, there might be new medications that can make it last longer, or new devices that can help support that heart, or who knows what else that might be there because of the funding given to the American Heart Association to continue the research into heart health. So